When I say Texas pool vibes, Toll Brothers has it here. Today, we are touring the beautiful Toll Brothers model home called the Avani. If you're relocating to Texas and looking in the Boerne or San Antonio area, this is the type of home that really captures the hill country lifestyle. As you see walking up, the curb appeal is classic Toll Brothers. Clean architecture, beautiful stonework, and a welcoming entry. I'm going to kind of just have to hop over here right quick. One of the details I love about this home is the grand entrance. You'll notice the 8-foot door, which instantly kind of gives that home a taller, more elegant feel. As we make our way into the expansive foyer area, we can already see the natural light coming into this home. Take a look at those windows. Panning over to the beautiful kitchen. I love how this color scheme is set up. As far as this Toll Brothers model home, we are at 5 bedrooms. Now you have an option to get 5.5 bathrooms, all the way to 6.5 bathrooms. So no one is left without a bathroom. Everybody has their own space, which is wonderful. We can do 3 to 4 car garages in this model. It is a 2-story, 5,184 square feet. Of course, it does go based on your selections. And before we get into the heart of the home, which is the kitchen, a quick introduction. My name is Monica Nino. I am a local realtor serving the Boerne and San Antonio areas. So getting into this stunning kitchen, it does feature an extended waterfall island. It is an upgrade. However, the island would be just fine if you went as is. It is huge. I love the coloring, the kind of the mix, almost like a marble type look in there. We do have our 42-inch upper cabinets. They provide tons of storage, obviously. That second tier of cabinets, of course, that would be an upgrade. You'll also notice the lighting underneath the cabinet. I love the backsplash. Definitely adds depth and texture to the island. I will say, though, the 2 colors here, as far as that light brown and the darker brown, I've always been a fan of the black underneath, but this dark brown actually looks really good. I like the color combination. Of course, just looking at the stove here, I mean, in that obviously upgraded vent hood above, stunning. Take a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It is a gas community. We do have a 36-inch gas range, which is perfect. We do have a lot of people that are preferring a gas stove over an electric. Let me know what you think about that. I also wanted to mention that they do have the double built-in ovens and then, of course, the microwave. So as far as if you're the type of person that loves hosting for holidays, cooking with family, really just meal prepping, right? I mean, it's got adequate counter space. It's got 6 burners. You have 2 ovens. I know my daughters sometimes, one wants to bake a cake and one is trying to cook dinner. And so we have to kind of time it so that we can get things done in our one oven that we have. So, hey, I'm all for 2 ovens. Coming back to the island, we have a Sterling McAllister stainless steel undermount sink. Really nice, dark colored, love it, love it. So super functional in that regard. The fixtures throughout the kitchen, they are water conserving Kohler fixtures, which is a nice little deal. The sales rep did mention that just kind of helps reduce water usage without sacrificing performance. So hey, how about that? And here we have one of my favorite little notes to take. So notice it does have a secondary sliding glass door. Of course, that's an upgrade. But these 5 windows, just those windows in itself, bring in all of that light. So if you're having breakfast in that table, what a gorgeous view outside. So imagine sipping on some coffee and taking a look at your gorgeous pool in the backyard. Why not, right? So here we go. We have our first guest suite. So it is off to one side of the home by itself. So just kind of want to pinpoint that. This bedroom does have its own bathroom, which is great. Privacy there. We can have perfect for guests, perfect for your college kiddos, perfect for a multi-generational type thing where you have your parents that you may need to bring in with you. And so I've mentioned before, my parents are, in their late 60s. So these are some of the considerations that my husband and I are doing actually in this moment. We are having those conversations. I love when the guest suite has counter space in the sink as well. I don't like when it's just a sink with not much space around. So this one's a perfect size. Nice little linen closet there. High ceilings as well. We have beautiful windows, perfect for bringing in that light. This closet, it's not the smallest. I think it's a pretty functional size. Just really adequate space all around. Also, I don't want to forget to mention that these are on 1 acre lots. It is a private gated community, fairly new. They will be here for a little bit. We do have a couple, actually 3 builders in this community. We have Perry Homes, we have Drees, as well as Toll Brothers, which is where we're at. Take a look at this guest bathroom. I really like it. Look at that combination that they set up with the color tones. I love that. And then you have a little closet here. It's more of a modern look slash, I guess, kind of almost farmhouse style, but the mirror looks more modern and the fixtures on the vanity there. So I like that granite countertop as well. And of course, you know me, I always, I'm like just amazed that it looks like wood, but it really is tile. Now this door right here leads into that second patio, and we'll go take a look at that. If you haven't grabbed your popcorn yet, press pause, grab your popcorn, guys. I really want you to stick around so I can show you that amazing pool in the backyard. So coming in, taking a peek over here out of the kitchen area, we have an enormous size pantry. This would do the job for me. I love all the shelves set up there. We have a little butler's pantry area there too. Hallway coming down, taking a quick peekaboo into the dining room. And this right here is, it's not your typical location, I should say, for flex space, but I like where it is set up, to be honest with you. The versatility of this room is great. So depending on your lifestyle, this could be a home office. Obviously, this could be a media room, a game room for adults, right? Like a billiard slash wine room, how this is set up. And even a kid's playroom. So if you have toddlers and kind of just want them near the kitchen area while you're cooking, this is great. Plenty of space. It's not crowded. It's a very long room, I should say. Now the cabinets are an upgrade. They do have 2 wine refrigerators that they put in here. So I like that. And then I like the shelves, how they did that. It kind of blends in well with the light fixture, a very modern, chic look. So spaces like this are probably one of the reasons that people really love the Toll Brothers floor plans. They really kind of do things and they kind of think outside the box. So in this hallway over to my left was going to be your garage area. So when I started the video, there were garage areas to the left and the right, but they're set up as offices. So right here off the entryway, we do have the formal dining room. I love how Toll Brothers positions it near the front of the home. So as soon as you walk in, there's your dining room right by the home, and it's kind of off designated to one part of the home, and that wall kind of makes that barrier, but it's still open. And so if you're entertaining in the dining area, in the living area, you have your folks right here that maybe don't want to be a part of the TV movie that's going on or the football game or what have you. And so they're able to have a conversation off over here to the side. So lovely. I love this for special occasions, holidays. And here, talk about a wow. One of the first things you're going to notice when you walk into this living room is the incredible ceiling height. This room is probably having the ceilings at about 20 feet. It's really going to just depend on the elevation that you get. I love the architectural beam details. It's creating this tic-tac-toe, right, pattern. So pretty cool there. So for my wine drinkers, this is a cool little spot for you. So obviously this would be considered an upgraded room, but it is a built-in wine rack. We have 2 different refrigerators set up on the bottom, gorgeous dark countertops, and why not add a touch of those lighted cabinets above, right? So this, of course, is an upgrade. I'm always going to be a fan of having a stone wall, right? So making our way back out into the living area, I feel like we've already seen so much of this house and it just keeps on going and going. So when I was first touring this home, I couldn't believe this setup. I really didn't realize that this extra room was over here. Take a look over here. So over to the right, that's going to be the master. We're going to go to that primary suite in just a little bit. But this is a laundry room. It does have upgraded extra cabinets, but the space for me is important. I like when I have space to actually maybe fold some laundry. We got a sink going on here. You don't have a lot of room in terms of the width of the home, but the length of this room is great. I think it's perfect. This was the room that I was surprised to see. So we actually have an office area, and I think the way that Toll Brothers positioned this was great. It's in the same wing, for lack of a better word, as your primary suite. So if you work from home, you literally are going to walk down the same hallway to your office space as well as to your bedroom. So if you have children at home, it's the summertime, or you have guests visiting, you really don't even need to go to the other quarters of the home. Everything can be done on this side. Now, this is set up like a secondary office, but this would actually be your other garage. So we're going with 3-car garage here, 2 on the other side, 1 over here. However, you can have a 4-car garage. That is an upgrade. But again, I love the position of this office. Perfect for people that just want to walk down the hall and get some emails done. I feel like this home is one that just keeps giving and giving. It's like Christmas. So here we are. We're stepping into the primary bathroom, and this is definitely designed to feel like a spa retreat. Just walking in, I mean, take a look at that. I feel like I'm at the Hill Country Resort out in La Candera. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You'll notice the dual vanities. I love the color tone here. It's got a very calm vibe with the color scheme that they used here. Plenty of counter space. We have the storage. The shower is a walk-in. It is extended. I mean, you can tell by the width and the length. The color of the tile is perfect too. It makes the shower definitely feel very bright, very open. I will say that Toll Brothers, every home that I have seen, they do an excellent job at designing the bathrooms. They always feel luxurious, but functional. They make sense. They're not just over the top. They actually do a great job of considering what the buyer is looking for. So here we have 1 vanity. It's got an adequate amount of space. Very nice. Of course, we have the soaking tub. This is an upgrade. I love when it has the windows behind the tub. Of course, it's got that frost on there, so you don't have to worry about for privacy. But just walking in and seeing this as a focal point in your primary bath is nice. It also has this extended vanity here. You'll notice the double mirrors. So perfect area for you to get your makeup done and do your hair as well too. We're going to go ahead and take a walk, taking a quick right over here into the closet space. In some configurations of this Avani floor plan, Toll Brothers actually does offer dual walk-in closets for the primary suite. This one, as far as this model, is 1 closet. But I was actually super impressed at the length of this closet. I don't think you would need 2 closets. I think it's got plenty of shelves. Take a look at the length of the closet. I feel like you're walking for days. So some buyers love that it has just this classic 1 closet. And then some people are like, you know what? I kind of want my own space. I love when builders actually allow the client to make those kind of decisions. So one of the things about Toll Brothers as well too is that they do offer these structural choices as well as the elevations. And finally, we are here walking into the primary bedroom. I feel like there was so much to see leading up to the primary bedroom, and we are finally here. So it definitely is tucked away from the rest of the home for extra privacy. Love the cathedral ceilings. Windows, windows, windows. Light, light, light. You cannot say that you don't have enough natural light coming in. Texas, we have a lot of people relocating over here specifically for just having some sunshine. So the room just evidently just feels bright. It feels peaceful. Waking up, looking out into your gorgeous backyard. Again, we are in a 1-acre lot. This one, of course, has a beautiful pool that we'll get to in just a little bit. So why not? Waking up, seeing this view, I'll take it any day. So for buyers relocating to Texas, this kind of primary suite, it's really appealing because it really creates that private retreat within the home. And we haven't even gotten to the second level, which has the other bedrooms. But again, walking into the home, this master quarters, I should say, primary suite, closet, office space is going to be to the left-hand side and walking into the home. And here we are coming back toward the front. Again, don't leave yet. We still need to take a look at that pool and the gorgeous backyard. We are going to make our way to the second level, and we'll take a look at that catwalk as well that I like, and overlooking the downstairs. Beautiful, beautiful views from your second level. Now, one of the things I did want to say as we go up the stairs, take a look at the width of the staircase as we're going up. I just love how it just makes it look a little more elegant. And of course, we have this farmhouse style look vibe going on with the home. When I first toured the home with the staircase being so wide and very just almost whimsical, I should say, with the white color tones that they have here, I thought if you are getting married or know somebody getting married, I think this would be so beautiful having the bride come down. Definitely wide enough to fit the beautiful wedding gown coming down. So we're making our way up. I want to reach the top of the staircase here and then kind of do a quick little peekaboo looking down so that when you are home, this is the view you're going to have. And look at that, stunning. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I did want to mention as well that for Boerne George's Ranch in this community, this floor plan would start about 1.1 at the time of recording of this video. Again, plenty of structural changes that you can do depending what works for your lifestyle, to include a 4-car garage. Also, there are 4 different type of elevations that you can get. One of them is called a classic. One of them is called the hill country. The other one, which is the one that we're in right now, is a modern farmhouse. And then you have a contemporary. So that one definitely has that facade of a modern look. Very, very chic looking versus this one, like a more farmhouse style. So obviously the vibe for the house is based on what is your style. So as we made our way to one side of the staircase, we have a bedroom here with a full bath. What do you think about this tile? I will say that I am a fan. I really do like dark tile. I think it looks very nice, makes the room look elegant. So the tile on this bathtub, it kind of coincides with the flooring. And then we have a white tile on the other 2 sides of the bathtub. Great closet space. So the setup just works well. This can be, if you think about, this can be for the children. This can be guest or even just a separate space for studying, gaming, or really just relaxing. So one of the things, again, keep in mind that the bedrooms are upstairs. We did have that guest ensuite downstairs on the right side of the home. And then, of course, the primary was on the left side of the home. And that was its own separate quarters. So, but these bedrooms, if you'll notice, you definitely can fit larger beds. We have the nightstands. You can set up a study area as well too. Tons of natural light coming in from these rooms. This one has, again, of course, its full bath as well. A different setup in terms of the tile. I'm not sure about you, but when I see this tile, including on the floor of this bathroom, it looks like it's carpet. And so I'm just a little taken back by that. But hey, I guess it's something different. So a cool little look there. So Toll Brothers did a great job there designing plenty of counter space, spacious just all around in terms of these guest bathroom. So for families relocating to Texas, I think having their kids' rooms upstairs like this often works well. So if you're hosting, if you're having a Texas barbecue, you don't have to worry about the kiddos. They actually just have their own private domain, their own private space upstairs. So we're going to make our way back. Just notice it's got 2 little steps coming up. Of course, to the right, there's a staircase. We do have this cool little catwalk. I like that. You don't find that very often in many homes. So that's pretty nice. So we actually have a separate game room up here. So remember downstairs by the kitchen area, we had a flex space. So here we have another living area / game room / media room, however you may term it. And then what they did here, they made this into a fitness center. So a little weight room. I know my husband would love that. So you don't have to worry about which bedroom do I need to use for my fitness center. And I kind of just want to come so I can show you the angle from this side. It is a pretty long room as well. So I think it's situated in a good spot in the home. It's upstairs. It's away from the open concept in terms of you have people over. If you're hosting, you don't have to worry about, well, that room is taking up space. I wish I had more of a living, entertaining area. That is conducive with having the weight room up here. We have a couple of more steps going down, and then we're gonna make our way into another bedroom. So the white over here definitely shows pretty well the light coming in. I like the little accent colors on the back wall, very nice. And then this one as well will have its own full bathroom. So everybody just really has their own little mini retreat. Nobody has to worry about sharing. This one, in fact, does have an extended shower. It doesn't have a bathtub like the other two. I know some people prefer showers versus bathtubs, depending, I think, on if you have little ones. I know for me, when my children were little, I preferred a bathtub. It was easier for bathing. However, now that they're 23 and 19 and 14, I'm over the bathtubs. I would be fine if we had extended showers. That would be great. So good closet space here too. One other quick fact that I don't want to forget to mention is George's Ranch is an HOA community, and the fees are $770 annually, which is not bad. Again, it is a gated community, and they will have amenities as well. We are, again, part of the Boerne ISD district. Tax rate out here, you're looking probably about 2.14. And we do have tons of options for shopping, for entertaining. There is a golf course nearby as well too. La Cantera Retail Shopping Center is about 15 minutes away, a very short drive. Six Flags as well. Six Flags of Texas is literally down the street. And then, of course, not too far away, if you continue on IH-10, you'll get into the heart of downtown San Antonio. Again, follow me, just taking a quick peek, looking over. Take a look at that. It just is so peaceful. Also, before we make our way downstairs, I did want to mention that carpet would be in all of the bedrooms as standard, as well as the office, the formal dining area, flex room, media room, and the loft. So all of that would be carpeted. I know it wasn't in the model, but of course the model is always going to have just the best of the best. So that's just an option. You do have that design center where you can definitely make your choices on what you would prefer. So we're going to make our way back down, and we are almost out into the backyard so that you can take a look at that stunning pool. And as I'm walking down here, I wanted to show this. I forgot to mention. So underneath the island, they did take advantage and build some cabinets underneath. I love when a builder does that. For me, it's like, why not? Let's not waste space. If we can get some cabinets in there for storage, let's do it. So panning over this way, take a look at all the natural light coming in. Very nice. We're heading out into the patio area. This is going to be patio number 1. So we will say that this is the main patio for the home. However, we did have an extension done here, which is considered an upgrade. I will say that the standard patio is a pretty good size. However, as it is in this model, it is about a $20,000 upgrade for this extension. If you look up, you'll notice the beautiful ceiling detail on the patio. It just really adds so much character to this outdoor space. And then making our way over here, we have this beautiful built-in fire pit. Definitely an upgrade, of course. We are in the model. But let's think about gathering with your family and your friends. We can do some roasting of the marshmallows with the kids sitting around, or really just having some wine with friends. Why not? I do have clients that are shopping, but they want to make sure that the backyard would allot for a pool. And this beautiful pool was installed by Keith Czar's Pools. It's a very well-known pool builder out here in the San Antonio area. Obviously, it's an obvious upgrade. It really shows how much potential these backyard spaces can have. Not that you need a pool this fancy. However, even with the pool at this expansive size, you still have plenty of yard space. Unfortunately, it's cloudy out today in my video, but when the sun is shining on this pool, it's so beautiful. Very, very peaceful. So one of the biggest reasons I would say families are choosing to relocate to Texas, especially Boerne and the Hill Country area, is really for the space and opportunity to enjoy outdoor living like this. So with an acre home site, I mean, honestly, you're not just getting a backyard, right? You just have a blank canvas to do what you want. So imagine starting your mornings out here, getting that cup of coffee on the patio, watching the sunrise. Now, of course, if a pool's not your cup of tea, this really has the flexibility to do what you want. So if your lifestyle includes gardening, well, you definitely have plenty of space for that. If you enjoy grilling, if you want to set up a playscape for your kiddos. I did want to mention that this model home does have a second patio. So this patio had the doorway that was right by that first bedroom that we saw. That was an ensuite as well too, but that would be the doorway. And then of course it had its own little guest bathroom. So when you are entertaining in the backyard, your guests can enter into that door right there and head into the guest bathroom there. And then of course this is an additional outdoor kitchen that was done for this model. It is very spacious, plenty of counter space. And then they did add 2 refrigerators in here as well too, aside from the grill. So I just kind of want to take a quick little peek in here. So we have the trash, we have refrigerator number 1, and then we have refrigerator number 2. So that is nice as well if you are an outdoorsy type of person. If you are not a barbecue type of person and you would rather have a different vision, let me know in the comments. What would you do with this backyard space? Or in fact, would you just leave it as it is, just enjoying that hill country vibe that is out here in George's Ranch? Once again, we do have 3 builders out here. We have Toll Brothers, Drees Homes, and we do have Perry Homes out here. For Toll Brothers, the smallest home is going to be a 4-bedroom at about 3198 square feet, and that's a classic elevation at 919,995 at the time of recording. And then the biggest floor plan is going to be the model that we're actually in right now, which is over 5,100 square feet. And they start in the 1.1 price point. And so I kind of wanted to zoom into this water. It would look so amazing. Very, very nice. This vanishing edge pool. We got some additional seating here for entertaining. So looking at the home from this angle, take a look at all the windows. Having that Texas sunshine would simply do the trick. All right, everyone, that's our tour of the Avani model here in George's Ranch. If you enjoyed this home, make sure to subscribe and visit my channel for more Texas home tours. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.